Hi FlossTube, it's Robin. Welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Robins. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you subscribing and commenting and watching and being here with me. If you're brand new, I welcome you. I'm happy that you're here with me. This is a channel about cross stitch, so I hope that's what you're here for, because that's what you're getting. All right. You guys, it is a holiday here in the US. Today is February 17th and it's President's Day. And so all the banks are closed, post office is closed, the schools are closed, so libraries are closed. So I have a Monday off, and I am looking forward to talking to you guys here on FlossTube, hanging out with my kiddo, and just having extra time to stitch and be productive. So, how was your week? My week was great. I had a really nice week. I told you last FlossTube that it was my birthday, so I was able to sit down and get a birthday start going. I also started the Baby It's Cold Sal, so I'll show you that in a little bit. Yeah, it was a nice week. Got lots of stuff done. Yeah, good things happened. All right, so it is about noon here. Of course, this will go up later. So because it's noon, I've already had 2 cups of coffee. I figured that was probably enough. So I am drinking pineapple, what is it? Coconut pineapple sparkling ice out of my Hamptons mug. Look at that sailboat. Isn't that fantastic? And then there's a ginormous seagull. I love this mug. If you're drinking this in the evening, I have discovered this stuff is divine if you throw a little rum in it. Any rum you got'll work. I made a cocktail a couple months ago which called for coconut rum. Coconut rum in this stuff is fantastic, but you know, your regular old spice rum, you know, Kraken, all that good spice rum, that works too. Captain Morgan, that's always good, but it's good just straight up without any additives. Okay, so I got a lot of stitching done. I did some purchasing. I am gonna tell you right now, Stitch from Stash and we're not happening. I just want to buy the stuff I want to buy. I'm gonna stitch what I want to stitch. I am not gonna be hampered by rules. No rules for me, FlossTube. It's too stressful. I can't tell you how stressful Stitch from Stash has been for me. And you know, I've only been doing it for what, 6 weeks? It stresses me out because every time I spot something that I want to start and I don't have the fabric, or I need to purchase the chart, all I can hear in my head is the sound of, you know, a calculator. I'm like, okay, this doesn't work for me. I'm not doing it, girls and guys. Stitch from Stash, I love you. God bless all of you that are doing it. I'm out. Keeping track of the floss, the finishes, all that stuff, it's not working. It's giving me anxiety, and you know what? I'm not here for the anxiety. I'm here to stitch. I'm here to stitch happy, like Jill Lynn told me. So, Sayonara. There you have it. There's my declaration. Okay, so last week I stitched on 4 pieces, and I got quite a bit of progress on 2 of them, and no, that's not right. I stitched on only 3 pieces. 2 got a lot of love, and then 1 got just the barest bit of love last night about 7:30, but it's okay. I got some progress. Let me show you. They're right next to me. So you know what's coming out. Pretty little Seattle. But I was able to, let me bring that up to the camera, fold it over for the moment. Okay, so all of the waves are done. That's completely done. The Seattle, or I guess they call it the Pacific Science Center. So I was able to get, I've got one more row here to finish, and then I got all of the white done in there. And then up top here, I'm still working on that building, and then I got a tree added in. So all in all, that was about, I got about 800 stitches put in that last week. So I'm really happy with my progress on that, because I have to finish that one building, you know, on the side that we're working on here. There's another tree that goes over here, and then I think there's like 2 trees down here. And then at that point, you know, all the big stitching is done, and then I have some decorative stitching to go over the top, like up in this area. There'll be some rain that's coming down out of the clouds, very typical Seattle, of course. There's some stitching. I might have told you this already, but it's okay. This is the, I did tell you this last week, this is the library, so there's some stitching that goes on the top of that to make it look more like the beams. So yeah, I'll definitely have this done by the end of February. I'm really super excited. So that got a lot of love, and I am super thrilled with how that played out. And then the other thing, this got a lot of love at the beginning of the week. So it feels like, did I already tell you about this? But I stitched on this kind of on Monday and Tuesday. And so I finished all of the clothespins, and then I put their springs in, and then I'm starting this next little band here. So this, I think I put about 285 stitches into this guy. So this also got quite a bit of stitching love, and this is so fun to stitch. Because especially those clothespins, because it was a repeating, you know, it's a repeating pattern, right? So it was kind of a quick part to stitch, because it, you know, oh, I just did that. Oh, there's 3 there. Yep, there's 2 there. Yep, there's 4 there. So this stitched up really quick, and that was great, because on Tuesday, my son got his braces off after 2.5 years. We are sans braces. So I was doing lots of stitching in the orthodontist office. So it was nice to have something that was a quick repeating pattern, because I didn't have to, pay too much attention. Plus there weren't color changes that I had to manage, because you need something that you're not swapping colors about when you're sitting in the dentist office, or not dentist, orthodontist, the orthodontist office. So this was a really good choice for sitting in a waiting room. So I got a lot of work on those 2. And then the other one that I worked on, and this only got, maybe 25 stitches last night, but I finished up my little fox, and I got his little feet put in, got the beak on the crow done. And so this is, as I've said before, this is the Snowflower Diaries. It's their free charts. So if you want to stitch that, just Google Snowflower Diaries. It's pretty much the first thing that comes up. And then you do have to scroll through the posts. They're not all in one place. So it does take a little bit of time to find them, but they were put out, I think, in 2014, so you have to scroll back quite a ways, but you can find them. They're easy to find. You just download the patterns, print them out, and this is Yep, this is January, and a girlfriend of mine that I work with just posted on Instagram, I think it was this morning, hi Carla, that she finished March, and it couldn't be cuter. If you want to see March finished up, look for Books in Java on Instagram, and you'll see it. It's really sweet. And I think Carla probably has the right idea. Instead of trying to play catch up, I probably should be doing the month, you know, a month out, so that I'll have them up for that month. So maybe I'll start jumping into April and skip February, but we'll get there. I'll figure it out. It's okay. But I think that's probably pretty smart. Anyway, that got just a little smidgen of love last night. But the things that took up a lot of my stitching time, especially this weekend, I started two new projects. I've lost my mind. I have so many whips that I started too. And just wait till you hear what I have planned for next week. Or I mean this week. I have a starts planned for this week too. Oh my gosh, who needs mania? I just need February. So what I wanted to start, oh, this is in my beautiful Kindred Stitcher bag, Lisa Smith. I started the Baby It's Cold Outside chart. There it is. You can follow this on Instagram. I should take that out. That was way too shiny. There's a hashtag for this Sal. It's Baby It's Cold Sal on Instagram. And like I told you last week, one of our FlossTubers, Leanne, she was part of the Lost in Floss 2 crew, lost her battle with cancer, and she had been stitching this with her best friend Barb, who's the other part of Lost in Floss, and the cross-stitch community kind of rallied around that stitch and decided that we should stitch it in honor of Leanne. So I started working on that on Saturday. Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. But somehow my day got completely filled up with birthday stuff. So I only had about 30 minutes to stitch on this. There is my most pathetic start ever, but I will, you know, I'll get more done. This, you guys, oh my gosh, I have decided to try something new to me. I am stitching this on a 36 count linen, and I think I put the tag in here so I'd remember. Let me see. I think it's an R&R. Give me a second, I'll double check that for you. Where did I put that? Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, there it is. Oh no, it's not. It's, I'm doing it on a 36 count Edinburgh linen, and the color is ale. And I know that the model, or you know, the sample on the chart is done in Picture This Plus ale. I couldn't find that. This seemed like a good substitution. It's definitely darker than what's on the chart, and because of that, I'm actually having to do a little bit of a color swap. What I found is the floss that they had picked for kind of the green trees, it just absolutely faded away on my fabric. So I am swapping to this. I am swapping to This is Shutter Green. Is that right? Yeah, Shutter Green by the sampler threads, the Gentle Art sampler thread, Gassed. So that's what I'm going to use for my green for the trees. But what I thought I'd do is, in the pattern, she's got it charted to use all the same color for the trunk of the tree and the base of the tree. I thought what I would do is I would swap that, and the original floss that she had charted was this one, Piney Woods. I don't know if that'll show up. Piney Woods. So I thought I'd do the trunk of the tree and then, you know, that little base bit in this, and then do the top in that Shutter Green. I think those two together look really nice. So I'm gonna, you know, do just a, you know, a teeny tiny modification on my stitching on that. I've told you 100 times before, green is my favorite color, and this just wasn't green enough for me, so I bumped it up a little bit. The other thing that I came across on Instagram is Beth Twist. I show you here, printed it out. She charted, it's a free download. She charted a cardinal to add to that pattern in honor of and memory of Leanne. So if you want to add that beautiful cardinal to your Baby It's Cold Outside stitch, just look for Beth Twist on Instagram, just search her, and then in her profile there's a link to the chart, and I just, you know, clicked on it and downloaded it, and now I'm all set to add that cardinal if I want to my chart, and I think I do. You know, I'm doing it in memory of Leanne. Also, it's just an adorable chart, and you know, I'd like to add that in. I think that's you know, just a super, you know, kind and brilliant idea. So I'm going to add that to mine when I get there. So that was one of the things that I stitched on. So that was done on Valentine's Day on February 14th. So that was my Valentine's Day start. Let me put this back away. Okay, so then the other thing that I've learned from FlossTube is, if you want, on your birthday, you can have a birthday start, and I wanted. So what I started for my birthday start by Plum Street Samplers, I have finally started Cinnamon Stars. I am so excited. So on this guy I had a couple of hours to stitch on, and it's amazing how a couple of hours does not look like much when you hold it up to the camera, but that was a couple of hours stitching. So I got the first star done, and then, you know, a little leg on a second star. And then on this guy, this is the R&R. I'm doing this on 32 count R&R linen, and the color is apple brown, and oh, it's just kind of a soft, creamy, I don't know if that shows up, kind of nice buttery color. So this is my birthday start. I'm having a really great time. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at all these colors. It's all fancy floss, as they say. Look at that. That is a boatload of beautiful colors. Oh my gosh. I gotta show you. This is my favorite. I do not know why. This is done in a combination of Weeks and the Gentle Art sampler threads. Look at that. This one is called Galvanized. I do not know what it is about this one. I adore this color. I can't wait to get to the bit where you get to use that. So that was what I stitched on for part of my birthday. And then after I'd done a couple hours on that, then I thought, well, I better get back to Pretty Little Seattle because I want to get my finish on that. So, and then I swapped over, right? Like the Geico. Have you seen that Geico commercial with that cute little, what is he? Is he a lizard? Is he a lizard? Is he a gecko? Do we know? Do we care? We don't care. But I love that commercial where he's standing there and he's copying the things and the guy comes in and he goes, we're going to swap over. And he's like, swap over? Swap over? Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about commercials. Anyway, that I can hardly wait until I get to stitch on the Galvanized. I get to use that up. Okay, so what else? What else? Oh, you guys, hey, I gotta ask you a favor. Great big huge ginormous favor. Would you go back and look at your comments on last week's video? I'm giving away some charts, and I'm giving away, let me grab it 1 second here. I'm giving away this calendar, right? And I use the program, the YouTube random comment picker, right? And so what I do is I put in a keyword and the program does its magic and it finds all the comments with that keyword, okay? I noticed a couple of folks commented that they wanted the planner or the journal. I asked you to use the word calendar. So go back and make sure, or edit your comment and make sure you put in calendar, because that's the word I'm going to search with. If you put any other word in, it's not going to grab your comment and put you into the random drawing to be the winner of the calendar, okay? Calendar. So I don't want anybody to miss out on an opportunity if you're dying to have this thing. So just edit your comments if you used a word other than calendar. I'll give you another week. I won't pull winners this week because a lot of times I'll get a notification about a comment when I'm at work. My phone will do its thing, and I'm not in a position where I can go back and comment right there when I'm at work. So I need you guys to handle that. I don't want anybody to feel cheated. So calendar. Have we got it? Calendar? Okay, enough of that. All right. So a couple of orders of business. I forgot to mention when our next local stitching meetups are going to be held here in the Pacific Northwest. So I want to make sure I go over that really quickly. If you're not in this area, just tune out for about 2 minutes. Our next stitching meetup is going to be on March 29th, and you guys, it is not at the Renton Highlands Library this time. I could not get a spot at Renton Highlands. However, I was able to get a spot at the Renton Library. It's the one downtown. It's the library that goes over the river. Okay, so March 29th, 1 to 5. That's a Sunday as always. We're at the Renton Library. All right, now. I can tell that the libraries are starting to do their summer programs. I'm having a whole lot of trouble getting meeting room space, so I was able to get the next Sunday, April 5th, at Renton Highlands Library from 1 to 5. So we've got back-to-back stitching meetups. Sorry about that. That was what was available. And then for because it just felt like, oh my gosh, we've got 2, and then I've got this big long space where I wasn't able to get any meeting room space. I was able to find a meeting room available on April 26th at the Kent Library from 1 to 5. So we've got 3 of them, bang, 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 and they're all in different locations. I will post it on our Pacific Northwest Stitchers Facebook group. Please pay attention to the location. We're just gonna have to be super flexible. Libraries are gearing up with spring programs. And we'll just have to shoehorn ourselves in where we can. I tried to look for stuff up north for those of you that come from the north. I tried everything, you guys. I tried Newcastle, I tried Bellevue, I tried Mercer Island, I tried Redmond. I couldn't find anything in any of those branches on a Sunday. So this is where we're at. If you have an idea of where else to meet, and this is stressing you out, let me know. We can work on it together. Okay, so enough of that. All right, couple of notes. I found 2 new FlossTubers to watch. So you guys probably watched them already, but if you don't, I started watching the Academic Stitcher, and she is hosting the Cinnamon Stars Sal on Instagram. So I started watching her. Her stitching is wonderful. Her channel is delightful. If you need somebody else to watch, I would say queue up the Academic Stitcher. And then, not to be outdone, I found another Robin. She's one of my commenters, and her channel is Robin's Eye Stitches. And I've watched 2 of her floss tubes, and they're both great. And she also has beautiful things she's stitching. So Bird's Eye Stitches and the Academic Stitcher, are 2 fun gals to watch on FlossTube. So there you go. Watch those girls if you need some inspiration. Okay, so couple more things. My plans for the week. I have written out what I'm going to do for the Facebook group Enchanted Stitching this week. As always, they have 4 tasks. They're all based on the movie Frozen. I found out they posted that next month in March, it's going to be based on, what is it, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, which is one of my favorite movies, so I'm totally looking forward to that. But anyway, Enchanted Stitching, the Frozen tasks this week. The first one, what is it? Kristoff delivers ice for a living, and he's completely devastated when he can't go in Elsa's great big huge ice palace, and he's like, ice, it's my life. So our first task is stitch on something that represents your life's work. Guess what? You're never gonna guess. You're gonna be so shocked. I'm gonna do Pretty Little Seattle because there's a library in it, and I work in a library. So that was easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I'm working on Pretty Little Seattle. The second task in that group I thought was pretty fun. Anna confronts Elsa about she needs to unfreeze Arendelle, and Elsa says, I can't. I don't know how to do it. I have no idea. No idea. And so on this task, you're supposed to stitch on something that you don't feel like you know how to do, or in the past you've felt uncomfortable or intimidated. So remember I told you I got new stuff? Hold on. I'm gonna do a new start. I am gonna start. I've been talking about it. I'm gonna talk about it. I have slotted it in. I'm doing a start on the Year of Black Work Sal. So I've got my fabric, I got my dice, Pretty White Linda, I've got my flosses, obviously I've got my chart. So I am doing a start. like I said, for me, who needs Stitch Mania? I just need February, apparently, because it's New Start February for me. That should be a thing, right? New Start February? I think it's supposed to be finished in February. Apparently not for me. I'm New Start February. So that's the second thing I'm going to work on. The third prompt is, remember when Elsa conjures up that grippy cute ice creature and, you know, it chases them and Olaf off the cliff, and Olaf falls and, you know, breaks up into a million pieces, and he says, I can't feel my legs. So you're supposed to stitch on something that would have legs, but the legs aren't shown in the chart. So I thought, I'm finally getting to it, you guys. I wrote it down. It's official. I gotta do it. I'm doing my Stormtrooper. Yep, Stormtrooper. There's gotta be legs down there, right? So this is in my list. Look at those beautiful colors. Blues and greens are my favorite. So this will be fun. So that is task number 3 that I'm working on. And then the fourth task is when Elsa strikes Anna with her magic, and then Anna's hair starts turning white. The prompt on that is you need to stitch on something with hair. I don't do a lot of pieces that have people in it for some reason. I'm always surprised when it's like, you know, stitch on something where somebody's got a pearl necklace, or stitch on something where somebody's in a beautiful gown, and I'm like, I got nothing. I don't know why. I just don't seem to stitch on things that have people in it. So I'm gonna cheat. I'm sorry, Enchanted the Stitching. I'm gonna cheat ever so slightly. I'm stitching on this. I'm gonna get this guy finished, because this little fox, he's got fur. And sometimes people say that the animal's fur is their hair, so that's what I'm doing for my fourth thing for Enchanted Stitching. I just got to go with it. I don't have human hair, but I got animal fur, so close enough for me. So those are my plans. The other thing that I don't know when I'm gonna start it, but I found a couple of I found 2 free charts. One of them was the Beth Twist for the Baby It's Cold Outside pattern, but the other one I watched Jan Hicks FlossTube, watched a couple of them. I was a few behind on her, and she has got this beautiful spring pattern. Can you see that? And this is one of her latest designs, and this is for free through the month of February on her website. That's the word. So I, you know, jumped on over there, printed out my copy. I'm looking forward to stitching this. So if you need a free pattern, a beautiful free pattern, head over to Jan Hicks's website and download that. It's only free through February 2020. So if you're viewing this later, if it's past February, I'm sure it will be for sale, but you can only get it free right now. Couple of other things that I wanted to mention. Once I spotted that free pattern on Jan's site, I was looking around, and she has created a pattern to help out Puerto Rico, because they've just been devastated, earthquakes and, you know, hurricanes, and that little island needs our help. And the FlossTube community totally rallied around Australia. We did great things to get money headed over to Australia to help out. So Puerto Rico is the next place that that needs our love and support. So Jan has created a cool pattern, okay, called Puerto Rico Strong, and it is super neat, and it's available for purchase on her website. It's $6, and the proceeds head over to a charity that that she knows about. So you guys, let's help them. They need our help. It's $6. We can do this. What I thought I would do on my own, just because I feel kind of strongly about being able to give back to people that don't have as much as us and aren't as fortunate and are struggling. I contacted Jan, and I want to give away one free pattern to one of my viewers. So if you would like a copy of Puerto Rico Strong by Jan Hicks, leave a comment down below and use the words, because I'm using that comment picker thing, use the words Puerto Rico, okay? Puerto Rico. Just put that in the comments. I'll give you 2 weeks, and then once I have the winner, I just need your email address, and I can forward it to Jan, and then she will contact you and send you the PDF of her chart. So Puerto Rico, let's rally around those guys and give them some love. There's a second charity chart that is available by our beloved Michelle Bendy Stitchy. So she has talked about this on her FlossTube. This chart is available through her Etsy shop, Bendy Stitchy Designs. It's also $6. Michelle has a charity that she is going to be forwarding proceeds from the sale of that chart too. So we've got 2 places where you can help people if you are so inclined. Yeah, I hope you are. I don't know when I'm going to get around to stitching these, because this month I've got lots of new starts, so I might have to wait till March or April. But I've bought them, so at least the proceeds will head on their way, and hopefully it will get people the help they need in Puerto Rico. All right, you guys, that's it for me. I've had a great stitching week. I got some new starts. I've got a beverage. I think now that I've chatted with y'all for a while, I'm gonna head off and do some stitching, try to get some of that homework done. And I hope that you guys are gonna have a great week. Oh, the one other thing, see, I do it every time. The one other thing I wanted to tell you is I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm pulling together some stuff for 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and I thought maybe I'd give you a little sneak peek. I've got a copy of Search the Skies by Waxing Moon Design. I've got a cute little scissors. These things are the best scissors, you guys. They are super sharp. I love these things. And then I've got a snippety from Marion the Librarian. Her Etsy shop is called Catty Cross Stitches with a C, C-A-T-T-Y. So those are the 3 things that I've pulled together for my 1,000 subscribers giveaway. So I'm at 825. Shout me out. Let me know. Get people going, because I would love to get, you know, this sent off to one of you. And yeah, I would think it'd be cool. So leave me a comment if there's something on your mind. Shout me out if you've got a channel or you're on Instagram. Yeah, help me get to 1,000 so I can get that sent out to one of you nice viewers. All right, guys, I hope you have a great stitching week. Don't forget, stitch happy. Bye.